Hi guys, WineTuber here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the differences in between Champagne and Crémant, but I will also tell you which Crémant is the closest in style to Champagne. So, let's get started! Before we start, many thanks to the Corkscrew Wine and Spirit merchants and Ben from Liberty Wines for helping me with this video. And if you're watching my channel for the first time, please consider to subscribe. The first difference in between Champagne and Crémant is the region of origin. Champagne can be only produced in the northern part of France, in the region called Champagne. On the other hand, Crémant are produced outside of the Champagne area and can be found in 8 different French wine regions, including Alsace, Bordeaux, Bourgogne, Rhone Valley, Jura, Limoux, Loire, and finally in the Savoie wine region. Fun fact, did you know that Crémant can be also produced in Luxembourg since 1991? This term can be officially used in this country. The second difference in between Champagne and Crémant are the grape varieties permitted in both appellations. There are 7 grape varieties permitted in the Champagne area, but the most important ones are Chardonnay, Pinot Meunier, and Pinot Noir. And the last 2 varieties are reds, by the way. On the other hand, Crémant can be produced from the several different grape varieties. Everything depends in which region Crémant is produced. In Alsace, the main variety is Pinot Blanc, however Riesling, Pinot Gris and Chardonnay are also permitted. Pinot Noir is the only grape used to produce Crémant d'Alsace Rosé, and the appellation was established in 1976. In the Bordeaux region, Crémant can be officially made only since 1990. The most important varieties are Sauvignon Blanc, Semillon, but also red grapes such as Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon or Cabernet Franc. Crémant de Bourgone was established in 1975 and the main varieties are Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. However, small amounts of Gamay is also permitted. Crémant produced in the Rhone Valley is called Die and was officially recognized in 1993. The primary grape variety is called Clairette. White Crémant de Jura must be produced from at least 70% of Chardonnay, Pinot Noir and Rousseau. For Rosé, Pinot Noir, Pulsar and Trousseau must represent over 50% of the blend. The appellation Crémant de Jura was established in 1995. Crémant de Limoux is produced in the Languedoc region since 1990 and the most important varieties are Chardonnay and Chenin Blanc, with small proportion of Pinot Noir and Mauzac. The Crémant de Loire was recognized as an appellation in 1975. There is a bunch of grapes permitted to produce bubbles from the Loire Valley, but the most important are Chenin Blanc and Cabernet Franc. And finally, Crémant de Savoie, produced in the French Alps, is the youngest appellation of all, as was established in 2015. 60% of the blend must be made from Jacquere and Altesse, including small proportion of Chasselas, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir and Gamay. As you can see, there is a lot of different grape varieties permitted either in Champagne or Crémant, meaning that there's a lot of different styles, flavors and aromas that can be found inside your glass. Did you know that Champagne and Crémant are produced by the same winemaking technique called traditional method, meaning that the secondary fermentation takes place inside the bottle, each bottle either Champagne or Crémant. The only difference in between Champagne and Crémant in terms of the winemaking is the aging the wine on the lees before its release. The minimum aging on the lees for Crémant in most cases is 9 months, which is Champagne must be aged for a minimum of 12 months. However, the vast majority of Champagne is aged for way longer, which have a huge impact on the taste, creaminess and brioche character. Before I show you the last 3 differences in between Champagne and Crémant, I would like to share with you which Crémant is the closest in style to Champagne. In my opinion, the best alternative to Champagne are Crémant de Bourgone and Crémant de Jura. In both regions you will find very similar type of soil to Champagne, which is limestone, which gives Champagne, Crémant de Bourgone and Crémant de Jura beautiful mineral character. Also, what's really important is that Crémant de Bourgone and Crémant de Jura are Pinot Noir and Chardonnay based wine. However, the closest to Champagne is Crémant de Bourgone, especially those labeled as Éminet or Grand Éminet. Those 2 categories of Crémant was launched in 2016. Éminet has to be aged for a minimum of 24 months and in my opinion is the closest in style to non-vintage Champagne, which is Grand Éminet must be aged for a minimum of 3 years, and this Crémant is definitely the closest in style to vintage Champagne. Now let's move on to the 4th difference in between Champagne and Crémant, which is... It's good to know that not all the Champagnes can improve with the age. On the other hand, some vintage Crémant can really benefit from aging in the bottle. However, vintage Champagne produced from the really good year and skilled winemaker can age for years. Generally speaking, Crémants have higher pH content than Champagne, and the lower amount of pH is crucial for longevity in sparkling wine. As I mentioned before, there's lots of different grape varieties permitted in each region that Crémant is produced. But today my main focus is to show you 2 Crémants that are the closest in style to Champagne. The first one is JCB number 21 Brut. Wine on the nose, it's really pronounced. Showing aromas of baked apples, peaches, bit of nectaries, but also beautiful citrus character. On the palate, wine is really fresh, full of citrus and stone fruits. It's dry, but not too dry, have a beautiful brioche character, very characteristic to Champagne. And the retail price is less than $35 US. The second Crémant is Grand Lys, produced by Caroline Lestim, 2018 vintage, extra brut and 100% Pinot Noir. Wine on the nose, it's definitely pronounced, showing aromas of baked apples, red fruit, some toastiness, brioche, yeasty character. All the elements that vintage Champagne should have. On the palate, this wine is really concentrated and quite dry because it's extra brut, showing also beautiful aftertaste of baked apples, quince and even spicy notes. And the finish, it's really long. This Crémant is a fantastic alternative to vintage Champagne for sure. By the way, both wines are imported by Liberty Wines Ireland and both of them are available at thecorkscrew.ie. Finally, the last difference in between Champagne and Crémant is of course the price. Generally speaking, Crémant are way cheaper and more affordable than Champagne. Why? Because of the cost of the land and cost of the grapes. Good quality Crémant can be easily found under $35 US. However, good quality champagne will cost you definitely more than $50 per bottle. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and by the way, don't miss out my next one about the differences in between vintage and non-vintage champagne. So stay tuned, don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time!